Big part for me is I think that underdog story where I like how Peter was hinting at before. You know, the Atalanta doing what they've done the past few years. I'm not from Atalanta. I'm not from Bergamo. I'm not Italian or anything. But you get a sense of pride to be like, wow, with hard work, with a commitment, with persistence, with trying hard, you can actually cement yourself as a top team, even though you don't have history. If you have an ambitious group, you could do something amazing, similar to what Marizetta wants to do with Campobasso. But now with something like this is literally gonna eliminate everything. It's gonna make the rich richer, the poor poorer. The gap's gonna be even bigger, and it's sad because at the end of the day, it seems like everything really, like before they said, you know, it was about money, football's about money, but now it really is about money. It's about greed, and it turned this sport into, I don't know, it turned inside out. Like when I was younger,
stock market.
That's what it seems like. It feels like maybe just dollar signs in their heads right now. And I think the biggest thing too, the thing that I liked about these big matches is the anticipation for it. For watching a Champions League game, oh, Juventus playing Real Madrid in 3 weeks, I can't wait. Now if you have that every week of top team, I feel like that magic, that anticipation, it's not going to feel the same. The magic's going to fade away, and cultural football isn't going to have the same feeling that it is. I think that's part of it. I don't think you can have a top game every week. It's just the anticipation, I think, it builds up the suspense for that great game. Having it every time, it's redundant and it's going to keep happening. And I feel like this, I hope I'm wrong, but I think this could be the downfall of
How come
football.
they didn't pick up anybody from Greece?
I don't know.
I knew he was going to say that.
Maybe they'll say that
I
in the
saw
next
his
meeting.
face.
Or next meeting?
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you guys. And I think first of all, I think that everybody is emotional. Like all football fans around the world, they're emotional, and it's understandable. It's a sport that you love. It's a sport that you grew up with. We're used to a certain style, and we think that all of that's in jeopardy. And I understand people saying, you know, it could be greed, it could be this, it could be that. I know it's not going to be popular, but I do disagree with some things at this table. Like I do disagree. I agree I think with the philosophy, right? So I agree with what Agnelli was saying about football. It needs to change. We need something different. So I agree that something needs to be shaking up because, in my opinion, it's gotten boring. Like there needs to be a bigger ambiance around the game. He's saying to attract younger fans, to attract more. I agree with that sentiment. I agree with that. Now, do I think that the details and the way they went about it for sure should have been better? Because I think that we still don't know a lot. Number one, I'm not sure how much I believe that everything that's being reported is going to happen. And I think that of course, we jump to conclusions because we're scared, but I really don't believe, I don't believe we're going to see Milan, Juve, and Inter out of Serie A. I don't believe it. I think that they're going to come to an agreement and they're going to sort what it is. They say they want to play in the domestic competitions. There might be regulations. So, I like the philosophy of the best teams playing against each other every week. I absolutely love it, and I think that's what football needs. Now, the details around it, I don't totally agree with, but it's exciting to think about, to put into perspective, right? Because I think we need a revolution, but maybe not to what the newspapers are saying is going to happen. The one thing that I'll say that bothers me the most is this talk about greed. I mean, UEFA coming out saying that they're corrupt, they're greedy. That is absolutely ridiculous. That is ridiculous because it's like one greedy person saying to another person this and that. Like that is a no nonsense, talk. Yeah. Because it's literally how the world has been going around. They've done the same thing. And for FIFA to come out and say, "Oh, we are for all fans. We are for equality. We're for this and that." I mean, look what the history of what they've done. Qatar, how many people have we lost in Qatar building the stadiums in Qatar? How did Qatar get the World Cup? So that's a problem with me.
Money.
Exactly.
Corruption.
Exactly. So them saying greed, corruption, come on. That's ridiculous to me. I don't fault them at all. And I do understand the perspective of even Florentino Perez, who put a little bit better. But I will say, I agree 100% about you guys. If I'm Atalanta, I'm pissed off. And I understand why they would be mad. I think that we need more clarity. I think we need to understand a little bit how this would exactly work, because then there's the discrepancy. Peter mentioned financially, teams might be making $300-400 million a year, every year from this. So if there's no FFP, which is regulated by UEFA, that means in a world that we're talking about, Inter, Milan, and Juve are coming into the league with an extra 400 million to spend with no regulations, and it's really going to create a topple effect that will never be able to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, the league would mean nothing in a sense. So I think that is one of the problems that they would need to solve. But I also like the idea of pushing back at UEFA because, you know, a lot of these big clubs are saying, why are we not making more money with UEFA? Why is UEFA in total control of this? And to me, a lot of the reason why this has happened is to UEFA's fault. I know everybody's painting UEFA to be the victim in this scenario, and I guess that's where I'm pushing back, where maybe let's not take, you know, it's not really taking UEFA side. We need to find where we can make football the best. So including UEFA, for me, I think that they probably tried to have UEFA in these conversations, and UEFA didn't want to listen to them. So it's more so them being like, we're the ones that are in control. We're 12 clubs. We are bringing all of the rights. We're going to get $4 billion in you know, TV rights. Now you have to listen to us. So I think that they will come to an agreement in the end, but that's just my perspective.
I doubt it. Let me just say to you why. Look at this. Right now, this is 7-8 games before the end of the campionato, right? We're already starting to look at it. Oh, Donnarumma hasn't signed yet. And this other guy, he hasn't signed yet. Who's behind Donnarumma? This guy is Raiola. What's Raiola all about? You think he really cares about soccer? It's about making money. So what is going to happen? It's going to just exacerbate all of this problem that already exists right now. And they're going to make it much worse because all of the players that they are playing, they're part of this 6 or 7, 3 franchise, Inter, Juventus, and Milan. They might want to gravitate over there, and they might want to demand more money. We're part of the Super League. I want more money. Donnarumma is going to start to demand money.
That's what's going to happen.
So let me just say that.
For sure.
Then all the players from Atalanta, like Mike said and Peter said, they're going to say, hey, listen, I can take my chances. I mean, if AC Milan calls me, I'm fucking going. Fuck that. I am going. So what is going to happen? If Gaetano was Lotito, he will make a phone call and say, hey, Antonio, what the fucking is wrong with you? I said, you're taking my players away just because you can pay them and I cannot afford what you can offer them. You're destroying my team.
That's what
that's what is going to happen.
No, that's for
That's
sure.
gonna happen. That's gonna happen. But also, I think the whole idea of the Super League was a way to cut out the middleman. It was a way to cut out UEFA from the profits.
Exactly.
And these clubs, they feel that, you know, they should get more than what is given. You know, they expanded the Champions League. They've kind of diluted the competition. You know, when the Champions League existed, it was the first place team, and that's it. And everybody else was in UEFA. Am I right?
No, first two, I think.
First two,
Yeah.
or whatever it was. But like that changed. But if you think about it, it also helped increase soccer and money in soccer around Europe, where you have teams, whether it be in Greece or in Czech Republic, where maybe they don't have as much money, but now Slavia Praha is a decent team, you know, with some money, and that's all due because of the money that they were able to get due to Champions League and have more exposure and so on and so forth.
good way
So
of putting it.
you do that. So by creating this league, you're creating just this exclusive club, right? You're creating just this
They're elitist.
is
Bunch
us,
of elitists.
and you guys are not going to exist anymore because in the end, you know, for these smaller teams also, like the only opportunity is to sell the players, right? Even though we see that happening already, at least the difference isn't as big. When you're talking $400 million a year
I've got a
of
question.
profits,
I've got a question for Gaetano.
On top of
what they're going to be making,
a couple
supposedly,
$billion,
yeah.
which
On
is
top
what they're
of that,
saying.
I mean, it's just insane.
and never going out.